Mike Duffy?
Yeah.
Today, fully 1/3 of the Senate, Liberal and Conservative, is under our CMP investigation. I guess that's another good reason to abolish it, right? And let's not forget this one. Mr. Harper's own hand-picked ethics spokesman was just hauled off to jail. Clearly, my friends, Canadians deserve change in Ottawa, but what Mr. Trudeau calls real change is actually just the same old Liberal Party with the same old insiders pulling the strings and the same old scandals. We already knew that at the most important moments, Mr. Trudeau would side with Stephen Harper, just like he did on Bill C-51. The NDP has the courage of its convictions and voted against C-51. And only an NDP government will repeal Bill C-51. You know, I grew up in a place where people used to always say that actions speak louder than words. You see, Justin Trudeau says he's different, but the fact of the matter is, he has voted with Stephen Harper a total of 71 times. And just like Stephen Harper, Justin Trudeau refuses to set targets to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in Canada. This week, Canadians learned something more about Mr. Trudeau's Liberal Party. Mr. Trudeau's campaign co-chair has been advising a major corporation how, when, and whom to lobby in order to influence Mr. Trudeau. And he's been doing that right in the middle of the election, right from their campaign headquarters. Well, let's be clear what that means. Mr. Trudeau's inner circle is already opening the door to influence from major pipeline companies and lobbyists. Moreover, Justin Trudeau's key advisor has connections to individuals at the center of both the Liberal sponsorship scandal and a Conservative influence peddling scandal. It is the same old Liberal Party. At first, the Liberals said that Dan Gagné had done nothing wrong. Then Mr. Trudeau said his advisor's actions were unacceptable. Then the Liberals said that Mr. Gagné resigned as soon as the Liberals became aware. But now we've learned that Mr. Trudeau knew all along that his senior advisor was already on the payroll of a major corporation during the election. Well, they might try to fool you by giving the old car a fresh coat of red paint. But as we've seen this week, the Liberal Party is just as rusted out underneath as it was when Canadians kicked them out of office for corruption the last time. And just like Stephen Harper and the Mike Duffy scandal, when confronted with the truth, Mr. Trudeau chose to mislead Canadians. Rather than come clean, Mr. Trudeau tried to cover it up. The Liberals have not changed one bit. Justin Trudeau is, today, fronting for the same old Liberal gang that Canadians booted from office after the sponsorship scandal. He wants to take Canada back to the same old Liberal Party with the same old insiders and the same old scandals. Friends, let's remember that it was Liberal arrogance and corruption that Stephen Harper promised to clean up. And today, after 10 years of Conservative scandals, can you believe that the Liberals are asking you to trust them to clean up this mess? Well, friends, we are not going back. To the old, corrupt Liberal Party ways. We're not going back. We're not going back. Do you want to go back to when the country was governed not by what was best for you and your family, but by what was best for Liberal insiders? We're not going back. To the Liberal Party of the sponsorship scandal, where Liberals always take care of themselves? We're not going back. A Liberal Party whose track record is one where they make promises to invest in Canadians during the campaign, but then bring in cuts to healthcare after the election? We're not going back. A Liberal Party that promises childcare in 4 election campaigns and delivers not one single space? We're not going back. That will say anything before the election and does the exact opposite after the election. We're not going back. Monsieur Trudeau a manqué de leadership sur l'enjeu du partenariat transpacifique, comme il en a manqué dans le scandale qui ébranle présentement son parti. Il a laissé son bras droit donner à des lobbyistes des informations privilégiées sur la façon d'influencer leur chef. Les libéraux ont permis à une entreprise privée de savoir comment, quand et sur qui faire pression pour avoir la décision qu'ils souhaitent. Autrement dit, le cercle rapproché de M. Trudeau ouvre déjà toute grande la porte à l'influence des intérêts privés et des lobbyistes dans le dossier Énergie Est. Quand le scandale est sorti, les libéraux ont voulu blâmer les conservateurs. Ils ont qualifié ça d'attaque personnelle. Ils ont voulu nous faire croire que c'était une distraction dans la campagne. Puis ils ont essayé d'étouffer l'affaire en amenant M. Gagné à démissionner et en qualifiant ses gestes d'inappropriés. Ils sont tellement déconnectés de la réalité qu'ils pensent que M. Trudeau sort de ce scandale avec l'aura d'un champion d'intégrité. M. Trudeau savait tout le long. Ils veulent faire passer pour une vertu, un vice qui est profondément enraciné dans la culture même du Parti libéral. Un vice que les Canadiens et que les Québécois surtout connaissent trop bien. Et justement, puisque le pire dans tout ça, c'est qu'on a appris que M. Trudeau était au courant depuis le début, il connaissait le vrai rôle de M. Gagné, c'est inexcusable. Et c'est surtout un avertissement qu'il ne faut jamais revenir aux libéraux, parce que les libéraux n'ont pas changé. Ce sont toujours les mêmes vieux libéraux corrompus de l'ère du scandale des commandites. On n'en peut plus. My friends, after 148 years of alternating between Liberal scandal and Conservative corruption, we don't have to go back. This time, we have a real choice. We don't have to replace Conservative corruption with the gang that brought us the sponsorship scandal, and who are already at it again before the election is even over. Yep. We have a choice in this election. We can elect a Prime Minister who understands the struggles of middle-class families. I don't just talk about the middle class, I come from the middle class. Story is that of millions of Canadian families. Growing up, the second oldest of 10 kids, we had to work for everything we had. It wasn't easy. We worked hard, played by the rules, and lived within our means. We learned the importance of looking out for one another, of sticking together, of backing up your principles with action. These are the values that guide me as a husband, as a father, and as a grandfather. These values have guided my 35 years of public service, including as a cabinet minister. These are the values that will guide me as your next Prime Minister. My friends, our offer to Canadians is clear. A government that stands up for middle-class families and the communities where they live. A government that grows the economy and creates stable, full-time jobs while protecting the environment. One that ensures young people get the opportunities they need and our seniors get the benefits they deserve. We will build a Canada where democratic traditions are respected at home and our reputation as a country is respected abroad.